Hi, and welcome to What's New in File Manager on Commander Pro version 5.0. So since version 4.0, there have been more than 500 changes, so I won't bother you with all the changes, and I'm just gonna go through the last version, which was 4.16 a few weeks ago to 5.0. And for the other changes, please refer to my other videos on my channel. So version 5.0 adds a lot of new file systems. And let's go through the file systems. So the first one will be the cluster file system. So for example, here I have a directory with test1, test2 files, and another directory with test1 file. And basically, it's just like when you have many directories with the same content. Here I created a cluster file. So if I open it in a text editor, so you'll see it contains both directories that I just mentioned. And now if I double click on this file, I will arrive on the cluster file system that contains two files that I've shown, so test1 and test2. And test2 is, you see, is a bit more less visible, and that's because it's only visible in one of the two directories, so it has like 50% transparency. Now you can open test1, and basically it will open the, so if you see the size and the date, it's the size and the date of the last modified, and it will open also the last modified. But if you change it and save it, it will basically save it to both directories at the same time. So if and you can even double click on the file, it will open the file and show you the files that you see that it's both directories. And the one is in directory 1 and this one is in directory 2. With the tooltip you can see it, and now you can see that they both have the new text. So I can open this one, which is hello2, and I can open the other one, which is also hello2, and I can also go inside the directory and notice that it also contains hello2 in both files. And for example, if you have a file that is not, such as test2, that is not in all directories, what you can do is open it, and then you can go to, let's search for cluster, and then you can copy it to the missing cluster location. So it's very then easy to find, to copy, to duplicate files in all the other directories. And by the way, all the files that you see here are generated with a new tutorial. So if you do execute action, or basically this one, and you search for tutorial, basically it generates some tutorial files where you can go through some exercise. You do quick view here, you'll see some instructions and helps you to learn a bit more how to use this file manager. So now for the second file system, it's a bookmark file system. So I have different bookmarks in the file manager. You have the application bookmark, which are generals. And then you can have also typical bookmark systems that are for just different panels. So this one is associated to the directory table panel. So now you can browse also the bookmarks as if they were a file system. So just open the file, choose directory, and now in the drop down, by the way, you can see that now I have also Windows subsystem for Linux, and now you will also see the bookmarks. So you can have the application bookmark, which is a general bookmark, or the one for the directory table. So let's go for the general bookmark. You see that I have two, so I can, this one is a real directory, so I would just select the bookmark in this case. So now you see that I have a file and a directory. Actually, you have two kind of directory. You can have like a subdirectory, which is when you add more bookmarks into subdirectories. In this case, it's just a standard directory. So if I click here, I will go directly. You can see the tooltip. It's indicating me. So now I have the name of the bookmark in this case. So I can change the name if you want. But you see in the tooltip, I have the real path. So if I click there, I will go directly to this path. So now I can come back, and I can also, for example, open this file, which contains my settings. And and so on. So I can also show you, for example, the directory table. You see that I only had one directory in the directory table. So let's select this one, and you see that's the same one that I have here. So if I go here, that's the same thing that if I would click here. Okay. So I've added also a few compression file systems. So let me start correctly. So for example, you have LZ4 file system. So in this case, it's also in a tar, but now you can also with LZ4 also see the file inside them. Also the XZ compression is now also added to on Commander Pro, and also the Z compression system is also, you see, I can also navigate, and of course I can also read the files inside the Z file system directly. Okay, now the next one is the Amazon S3 file system. So this one you can access it by searching for S3. So now you'll get a panel that will connect you to the Amazon. You can select your region, access key, password, and then the name of your bucket. And if I go there, and now I'm on the Amazon S3 folder. So you can see I can have files. I can even see the, so in this case, it's just downloading and showing me the file. And I can also create directories and go inside directories, and also the text editor is also working with it. And you can see that I have a S3 URL. The HTTP file system has been upgraded to HTTP 5 libraries, Samba also, CIFS, Samba 2 also has been added to on Commander Pro 5.0, and NFS 3. So now there's also a few new locations, like for example, let's go. For example, the tilde will go to your home directory. So if I go there, I will arrive at my home directory. And you can also now have in the go to text field, you can have completion. So if I write something like this, then it will also complete the names. So I don't have to type everything, and then I will arrive to my administration part. Let's go back to where I was. And then you also have something called on Commander app to go to the on Commander directory. And also I've put if a file contains a $, then it's between quotes. So that's it for the new file system. So now there's been also a few improvements into the actions, and the first one is called execute command, sorry. So execute commands, let me put it here, allows you to execute a command inside different parts. So now you also have here like file completions, like for example, I can do that 4, and it will show me the different text files. In this case, then it's also, you have the directory where it's gonna start. So if I execute this one, let me show, yeah, it's an empty file, so I think it's normal. If it show me this, that it executes the command, and you see that now it's also start directly in the correct directory instead of doing a cd command. There's been a few improvements also in the terminals. So it starts in the new directly in the correct directory, and also what you have is for better detection when you're changing to some other directories. So that you have better breadcrumbs directly. PowerShell is now also, so you have PowerShell, but now you also have it for macOS and Linux if it's installed on your macOS system or on your Linux system. And before it was only for Windows, this option. Cygwin is also a better detection of if Cygwin is installed on your system. So if you have it, for example, not in the bat in your path environment, but if you have the bin directory in your path environment, it will detect it. And it also now also detects the Cygwin home environment variable. So these are a few things, and also you can, if you want to execute a command. So for example, here we'll start in this directory, but I can also provide exec command and for example dir, and it will execute this command when I start it. So let me show you it. So you see it started in the correct directory, and it immediately, when it arrived in the directory, it immediately executed the command that I specified. Other panels, now the Applet Runner also has been updated to the latest version, and it contains also the shells. So if I open it in a new tab, for example, in this case it was on the, also the stop is also has been improved, and also sometimes it was starting an applet twice, so as this is fixed. So now you have a new shells menu inside it that will open Powershell, Cygwin, that basically also some panels that were available, that are still available in on Commander Pro. And basically the bin shell is at the moment, so you see it started just as an applet. So the bin shell is an apart panel, but it's probably gonna be removed because basically you can just start it as applet, and same thing for SSH. So there's no advantage between starting it as applet or starting it or have it as extra panel inside on Commander Pro. You can see I can have it in a tab, I can have it in a split, and so on. For the choose panel, you also have now, if I tap enter in this field, then it will also start correctly. I don't have to click on OK, so I can hit enter here. And you can see that now I've also, I can add some bookmarks and history for the tab names, and same thing for the parameters that I can go use now also as history and parameters. And yes, that's basically everything for this release. So go to ontcommander.com, download it, and enjoy, and let me know your feedback. Thank you for watching. Bye.